Yo, what's good? Gear413 here, back in the day, and today, guys, there are new leaks for Forza Horizon 3. That's right, Forza Horizon 3 and not Forza Motorsports 7, the game that we would really actually be expecting leaks from. Now, this leak is actually kind of old. It's about a month old. It came out back in June, but I didn't really see anybody making any posts about it, and I didn't even find out about this leak until maybe a week ago. About a week ago! Yeah, but one of you guys actually went ahead and brought this up to me and said, hey, you should make a video about these new leaks. Now, I don't have the person's name, but I will leave it down in the description below so that they get a little bit of credit for letting me know about these leaks, so that way I can make a video on it. But let's go ahead and hop into these leaks. So this leak actually originated from the Admeister and Will BSN13, which are two Redditors which are also responsible for the last set of leaks that we received, which were the ones about all the new DLC cars and all the cars still yet to be released into the game. So there are definitely reputable. These are some reputable leaks. They have copies of the dev build, which I didn't think was being updated, but according to them, it is actually being updated. So let's go ahead and actually get into these leaks. So these leaks are sound files. So, and how the sound files are named, though, is they're named after specific cars. So, for example, the first one that we're going to do is bug underscore. I know Anna's talking right now, but I think I'm louder than her, so I can just go ahead and talk over her. But the first one is bug type 57S underscore 37. And what this most likely means is it most likely means Bugatti Type 57S 1937, which is this car right here. Now, this car is one of those cars that you would expect to see at like Pebble Beach, which I don't know about you guys, but every time I think about Pebble Beach, I always think about the Catalina freaking wine mixer. It's the Catalina freaking wine mixer, guys. Although I know those things are actually like two completely separate events, but I just always imagine like a bunch of cars around and then Step Brothers. I don't know. That's just always what I think whenever I think of Pebble Beach. Just people sitting around drinking some nice expensive wines, looking at real expensive cars, and then Step Brothers happens. I just don't know. That's just how I feel. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. So that is the first car that is on this list. Now let's go ahead and move on into the second car, which is actually the 1955 Tri-5 by Fire. Now try saying that 5 times fast. Now the Tri-5 by Fires actually is, you know, based on like the Chevy cars from 1955 through 1957. So that's really what these are. And what it is, it's the 1955 Tri-5 by Fire Chevy Bel Air. So we already do have a sort of 50s model Chevy Bel Air, but this one does have some slight differences in it that are going to make it much different than the 57. So first up, this one I specifically think is referring to the Hoonigan Tri-5 by Fire Chevy Bel Air, as actually when I go ahead and look at the sound file, it is actually Chevy Hoonigan Bel Air 1955. So I'm looking at another one as well that sort of lists out all the cars, which I'll leave a link to down in the description below so you guys can go ahead and check that one out. But yeah, so it is going to be a Hoonigan Chevy. And not only that, the 55 differs from the 57, which the 57 is the one that we have in the game. And wow, saying 50 so many times just feels so weird. It just feels weird. Alright, that's all I can say. All I can say. But the 57 has these big old fins on the back that the 55 actually lacks. So that is really kind of a cool thing right there. You know, it has a different little feature. But I mean, it is, again, another Chevy Bel Air, but it is going to be an awesome drift car because you guys already know the Chevy Bel Air is a freaking awesome drift car as it is, and this one's made by Hoonigan, so you guys got to know that it's going to be good. So, then if you guys actually notice in the background of the picture of the Chevy Bel Air, there's actually another car, which is our third car on this list, which is the 1972 Napalm Nova, which is as well made by Hoonigan. So, I mean, that is, just look at that car. It is a gorgeous car. I've always been a fan, I guess, or not always really, but because I'm not really a big American muscle car fan, but the ones that I do tend to like always tend to be Chevys. It always tends to be like the Camaro or the Nova, which fun fact about Nova. Nova did not sell very well in Europe because in many different languages in Europe, Nova means no go. Like it is like the greatest thing ever. Like they were trying to sell a car they called the no go. So, I mean that's hilarious. I think that is great. That is great right there. But I really do enjoy the look of this Chevy Nova. I really do, and I guess with American cars, I tend to lean more towards Chevy than Ford, but there are some Fords that I do like the Ford GT, or the Ford Focus RS, or the Ford Mustang, like the new Ford Mustang. I didn't like the last generation, but this newest generation, wow, I am just not on it today, guys. But I do like that one, and then when it comes to Chevys, I really do like the Chevy Silverado, which will probably end up being a new car that I will get someday, or I'll get a Toyota Tacoma. So, I don't know. I live in a rural area, guys. I gotta get a truck. So, but then the car after that is we actually have the 1965 Toyota Sports 800. Guys, this car, it's so tiny. It's like one of those little tiny sports cars from the 60s from Japan. I mean, it reminds me so much of the Honda S600. It's not even funny. And I think, actually, the Toyota S800, which was made in 1965, was the response to the Honda S600, which was made in 1964. So, I mean, Honda and Toyota are like the Japanese competitors. I mean, they are just always on it. They always make great cars. Next up, though, we have the 1970 Citroen 2CV, which I'm not a big fan of this car. I know there's a lot of people out there that are actually really stoked and hoping that this car comes into the game, which, again, I will remind you guys that these are just leaks of sound files. Doesn't necessarily mean the cars are going to be coming into the game anytime soon, or anytime for that matter. So, but the next car, though, is, as I said, the Citroen 2CV, which I just don't like it. It's not really pretty. It's not really cool. I mean, it's just, it reminds me of a car that you would see in like a World War II Nazi Germany movie. Like, I feel like Nazi Germans would be driving around in this thing. I mean, it just doesn't look good to me. It just doesn't. I don't know. So, but the car after that, though, is going to be the 1979 Baldwin Motorsports Chevy Blazer. Now, this one's kind of interesting. It might not necessarily be a Baldwin Motorsports, because I actually think the brand is Baldwin Wallace in the game. So, but what the sound file is called, it's called BM_Blazer_79, which of course means that we're going to be getting a 79 Blazer. But is it actually going to be the Baldwin Motorsports version? I don't know. But I do enjoy myself a nice Jimmy. And if you guys don't know, the Blazer is also called a Jimmy. I think like the GM version, or the GMC, it's like the GMC Jimmy and then the Chevy Blazer. I don't know. They're cool looking cars. They're like S10s with a cap on it and SUV sort of style. So I like them. I got a friend who has an SS. So I mean, that's cool. So then the car after that, we have the Pujo. What the hell am I even saying? Pujo 405 T16, which is a Pujo rally car. Now, I'm hoping I'm actually getting these right on the pronunciation, because I know there's some people who are like, he can't pronounce Pujo. I don't know how to pronounce Pujo. This is how I'm going to pronounce it, alright? Jesus, get off my back, Mom. So, but we're going to be getting the 1988 Pujo 405 T16, which was their rally car. And fun fact, the Pujo 405 was actually voted Car of the Year in 1988 in Europe. So that is kind of just a fun little factoid for you guys. Yeah. So then the next car, though, is another Hoonigan car, which of course most people are going to be pretty damn excited about. And that is the 1991 RWBxHoonigan 965 Porsche 911 Turbo. Holy crap, that is a mouthful. Yes, guys, holy crap, that is a mouthful as part of the name. Because, I mean, it's just that long. Oh, my God. I'm just joking. It's not actually part of the name, but, I mean, yeah. And, I mean, look at this car, guys. It looks almost very similar to the other RWB Porsche that we already have in the game. In fact, I'm not sure what year the one that we have in the game already is. but I think it is going to be pretty damn cool nonetheless. Of course, I think it's because Forza doesn't necessarily want to waste that RWB license that they have because, I mean, why would they? They have so many options. They need to add more wide body kits into the game. I mean, they just do. And Porsche only has one so far. I was hoping that we would get like an RWB or Rocket Bunny 944, but of course we didn't. But then I made my own little wide body kit paint job, which I haven't really checked on to see if that's actually doing well or not. But in fact, you know what? Let's check on that really quickly. My storefront. My designs. Is it doing all right? Hold on, this is going to take a little while, and I might cut this out of the video. So, it's got 3 stars. Whatever. Anyway, so that's one car that I'm actually looking forward to. And then we have the 1992 Mazda RX7 Twerkstallion. Twerk. I mean, I like the name Twerkstallion. That's kind of cool. But I'm not a big fan of the 1992 Mazda RX-7. I would much rather have had like a 1993, although that would end up like, or not 93, 97, which would end up taking the price of the ones in the auction house down so quickly, it wouldn't be even funny. But yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan, but I still do like those older style Mazda RX-7s. I don't know. Never been really into the look of them. They just don't look great to me. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's basically the same car underneath for the most part, I believe. Although I probably am going to sound like there's someone who's going to be like, no, the 1992 Mazda RX-7 had a different battery. You don't know anything. You're just a damn basic or whatever. I'm just a dirty casual, alright? That's what it is. Dirty casual. Some people have called me a dirty casual car guy. And I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I like cars. I do. But I don't know every single thing about every single car ever made. No. So, but yeah, there is the 1992 Twerkstallion Mazda RX-7. Which, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be kind of cool to get in the game. And I'm hoping that it comes with that livery that's already on it. So then we have the 1993 Porsche 928 GTS. Now, those of you guys who don't know about the Porsche 928 GTS or watch Top Gear, I'm going to tell you guys a really sad story for a second. So if you guys watch Top Gear, then you may know this story already, but the Porsche 928 GTS was a car that Jeremy Clarkson was test driving one day when he received a horrible phone call that I believe it was his father was in the hospital and was on his deathbed. And Jeremy rushed in the 928 to his bedside and made it just in the nick of time to say goodbye. Like, I mean, that is a really, really sad story, and it's all thanks to the Porsche 928. If he would have been in a slower car like a Honda Civic that day, he says he wouldn't have made it. I mean, it is crazy right there. I mean, that is how I will always remember the Porsche 928 is Jeremy Clarkson getting to say goodbye to his father. Even though I don't know Jeremy Clarkson, I mean, it's just a story that really hit hard on me. You know, it just got me right in the feels for a second. So then the next car we have is the 2001 Audi RS4 Avant. Now, I'm not sure about this Audi because I feel like there's already been a couple RS6s that have been leaked into the game, but we never really saw them. So I'm a little bit skeptical about the Audi in particular. But I mean, I don't know. How many Audis was it that were leaked? Was it like 4 or 5? Maybe they plan on doing just like an Audi car pack, which would have been great for like the last Forza RC event, because I mean, we were racing around in these Audis, and I mean, would have been a great time to do it. I don't know. And then finally we have our last car, which is the 2013 MG MG3. Really, really, really not excited about this car. I mean, this car just, it looks like a chipmunk. Look at it. It looks like a chipmunk. I mean, it's so weird. It's got like little buck teeth. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know. It reminds me of SpongeBob squinting his eyes with his teeth stuck out. I don't know. That's just what I get. That's just what I get out of this. I mean, it is just, what the hell? Anyway, though, I think that's where we're going to go and wrap it up for today. If you guys like the video, go ahead and make sure to leave that... I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Make sure to hit that like button down below, friends, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.